First of all, good morning. And there's no place I'd rather be than right here, right now. It's exciting to be here. But unfortunately, it's a tragedy that brought us to this moment. So while we celebrate the first few days of Bills training camp and finally our withdrawal pains from Buffalo Bills can end, we can get real engaged with our beloved team again, there's a family that has an open wound. A family that may never heal because of the loss of their little girl. Desha was only 12 years old, playing basketball in gym class. For reasons unknown, she went down. And while there were defibrillators in the area, in the school, they were locked up. People didn't know how to use them. There wasn't proper training. And I believe perhaps her little life could have been saved. And her now 25-year-old sister, who was 9 years old at the time, would have grown up with an older sister to teach her the ways of what it's like to be a teenager, young adult. And a mom. I'm a mom. It's really hard to think of the loss of any of our children. So we know that a cardiac emergency response plan could have saved her life. So I want to thank incredible champions. Senator April Baskin, who has a deep, deep personal connection. Desha was her little cousin, her cousin. Thank you, Senator. Thank you, thank you, thank you for sharing her story. And I'm convinced, as a result of this, there'll be lives saved that we'll never know about, but that's okay. There'll be more families that don't have broken hearts, more families enjoying summertime together because of your leadership. I also want to commend Assemblymember Solages for her leadership in this as well, for taking it through the Assembly, getting it over the finish line, and now it is now presented to my desk. This also adds to a law I signed a few years ago that Damar Hamlin supported. I know he's around, but he's certainly a little busy. That's important too. That requires youth sports programs and camps to have emergency defibrillator plans in place. Because think about it, not all sports are happening inside a school, right? Little league, football fields, soccer fields, they're outdoors. And so these youth programs have to have a plan as well. Now, if a student has a cardiac arrest, there's going to be a trained force, trained individuals, a plan in place, so no family ever has to go through this heartbreak again. So I look forward to signing this. And perhaps when we present the signing pens to Desha's mom and sister and family, they'll know that while they don't have their beloved little girl, there's other families that may keep theirs. So I'm proud to be here today. Proud to be here with all of you and people from the American Heart Association and others who stepped up to talk about how important this is. You'll be hearing from them momentarily. So with that, I'll turn it over to Assemblymember Solages and thank her again, once again, for being a great champion of this legislation.
Thank you. Let's give another round of applause to our great governor here. Not only effective, but also stylish. You see those shoes? It got the Buffalo Bills on there. You got to check out that fit. I want to recognize not only the athletes of the Buffalo Bills, but also the medical team, and especially the athletic trainers. Really, they do the amazing work to ensure that these athletes are at peak physical condition. And when we talk about making sure people have access to health care, it's really important that our student athletes are provided with the best care, and also our students are provided with the support that they need in educational institutions. And so when we passed this legislation, our intention was to ensure that we make our schools safer for every student, teacher, staff, anyone within the school community, because every minute counts during a cardiac emergency. And that's why this bill is so important. We have to make sure that every school has a cardiac emergency plan so that we don't have another Desha. And we honor her memory here today. We thank the family for sharing your story and turning your pain into purpose. We thank the American Heart Association, the Red Cross, and others who helped us get this across the finish line, including Ostroff and so many other individuals. But also thank you to the Buffalo Bills. You know, I really believe it's New York's only football team, but I'm biased, you know. I'm biased.
They're starting to listen to me.
Yeah. And that's from a Long Islander, right?
She's from Long Island.
Yeah.
I've been working on this for 4 years.
4 years.
Okay?
It's getting there. More work. But with that, I'm going to lend it off to Senator Baskin, who's really put her heart and soul into the legislation. So I thank everyone, and I thank my colleagues for helping us get this done. Thank you.
Thank you, Governor. Good morning, neighbors. I am so overjoyed to be here today and to witness our great governor sign Desha's law into legislation. I always want to lift up God, thankful for another day, for safe travels. Many of us came from Buffalo, New York to be here today and other parts of our great state. I see several of our colleagues are here today in the audience, and this bill would not have passed unanimously in both houses had it not been for their leadership as well. So I want to uplift Senator Cooney, Assemblymember Lunsford, Senator Brooke, Assemblymember Damon Meeks, and Assemblymember Bronson for your vote in the affirmative for this important legislation. Thank you. Thank you. And Clark, sorry, and Assemblymember Clark, forgive me. Thank you all so much. This was a labor of passion for us and the American Heart Association, and we were able to get it over the finish line because of your leadership as well. So we are grateful to our colleagues in the state legislature. Thank you to my assembly sponsor, who we just heard from, Assemblymember Michaelle Solages, for your tenacity in carrying this bill in the state assembly, and for your stellar leadership as the chairwoman of our statewide Black, Puerto Rican, Hispanic, and Asian caucus. We appreciate you, sister, and all that you do. And to our governor for your signature today, which will solidify this bill into state law, and for always prioritizing youth. Our governor prioritizes child care, and our governor prioritizes child welfare. Having a mom governor in New York State has made a difference. And I just want to say thank you so much. And most importantly, to the Florence and Sanders Hall family for sharing Desha's story with the great state of New York to help save lives of students and youth athletes who so desperately need this law put in place to help secure a plan of safety for students who encounter sudden heart failure, just as Desha did. We have here today Anika Florence, Cheyenne, who is here, Cheyenne Sanders, Desha's baby sister, Darren Sanders, who is Desha's father, her grandmother, Alice Florence, her aunt, Jasmine Fleming, and her stepfather, Thomas Hall. Thank you to your family for traveling and being here at this bill signing today. We appreciate you all. And to the American Heart Association and the NFL for your passion and for bringing this legislation to my attention. It's been an honor delivering this bill alongside you, but when we had the idea to shift the name of the bill in honor of a young athlete who lost their life because there was a lack of a plan put in place, you all were on board to highlight Desha's life, and we really, really appreciate your leadership for that. So thank you all so much for caring and for making this event so personal. Now, as we're gathered here today at the Bills training camp preparing for the Buffalo Bills' upcoming Super Bowl win, like many others, I can't help but think about our beloved Damar Hamlin and his health incident, which shocked us all a short time ago. The nation watched as our beloved and talented athlete fought for his life right before us on the Bills field. Mr. Hamlin is still here today, and he is a valued member of the Buffalo Bills defense. He is working hard today somewhere on this campus, I'm sure, and he is here because in his time of need, there was a plan in place, a plan that deployed Bills health professionals, first responders, and the Bills staff to spring into action, a plan that saved that young man's life. And we have named this bill in honor of Desha Sanders. Like Mr. Hamlin, she was also in the midst of her treasured pastime, playing basketball with her classmates at an after-school basketball practice, and suddenly the unthinkable happened. Desha collapsed, and her life was failed. While an AED was in the school, no one could locate the keys to open it. And as precious minutes ticked by, Desha's life hung by a thread, and she was rushed to the emergency room where my little cousin unfortunately died. But just as Mr. Hamlin is here with us today, I believe Desha is here with us as well. I believe that Desha is here smiling down on us, so proud that we are going to use her journey and her situation to save the lives of so many other youth athletes across the great state of New York. As a mother of 2 children and Desha's cousin, I want to ensure that parents, staff, and every single teacher that is fighting to make sure that our children are protected, are well prepared when the unthinkable happens at your school. Requiring schools across New York State to provide training and a plan put in place to help save kids' lives and to learn how to use an AED will undoubtedly save so many children. Thank you so much again to Governor Hochul for signing this vital piece of legislation today, and may Desha's memory save so many lives of future athletes, and they continue to live and to tell their story as well. God bless you all. Thanks so much for being here today. Thank you. Thank you. I'm sorry. Excuse me. I now have the pleasure of introducing Anika Florence Hall, who is the mother of our beloved Desha Sanders.
Thank you, Cass. My name is Anika Florence Hall, and I am the mother of Desha Sanders. Not a day goes by that I don't think of my beautiful, vibrant daughter. Desha was just 12 years old when she died, doing something she loved, playing basketball with her friends at school. I want to thank my cousin, Senator April Baskin, who honors my little girl with this law. I want to also thank Assembly Member Solages for helping to pass Desha's law. And my thanks to Governor Hochul for signing Desha's law this morning. Governor, I know you're a mom and a grandmother, so you understand that strong bond and love. I am so grateful. Our grief is deep, but knowing Desha inspired this law means so much. Senator Baskin, because of you, Desha will help so many others who hope will never face the same kind of tragedy. Thank you.
My name is Mark Shaber. I'm the Executive Vice President of Advocacy for the American Heart Association. I'm here representing Nancy Brown. And to the Saunders family, thank you for sharing that story. It's what unites all of us. We're here today because we know we can have an impact. We can make a difference. And with this legislation, we know we are going to save lives. We may not know which lives those are, but we are going to have an impact. So I just want to thank the governor for your signature, for all the support from the legislature. And just know that the New York State's leadership is inspiring other states across the country to do the very same thing. So your story is having an impact over the entire country. We know that 350,000 out-of-hospital sudden cardiac arrests occur every year. Only 10% of those have any kind of favorable outcome. But we know with this legislation, we can change that to get survival rates up to 50%. So thank you for all the work in the past that has saved hundreds of lives, and for this legislation that's going to save lives for years and decades to come. I also am here representing the Heart Smarts Sports Coalition. So with our colleagues from the Red Cross, the NFL, we are the coalition that are working in states across the country to make sure that they follow your leadership in having an impact for the students, for the individuals that we know we can have, can save lives. So thank you.
Again, I want to thank everyone for joining us here today. The Buffalo Bills for hosting this event, knowing the deep connection with Lamar Hamlin and what occurred in his life and rebirth, and also to the NFL and others who've joined in this journey. And I want to also acknowledge the presence of our county executive, Adam Bello, who has joined us, and Bob Duffy, the former mayor, chief of police, lieutenant governor extraordinaire, and head of the Chamber of Commerce as well as Hope Knight from my administration, who runs all the economic development programs, and all of our elected leaders. I wanted to make sure we acknowledge those who stepped up and were part of this in our legislature this last session. And most of all, to the family, the family who have to have their wounds reopened, but for a purpose that I hope they feel is worthy, that there's a piece of legislation in their little girl's name that'll go on forever in our state of the great state of New York. So let's sign the bill. Very Courtney Hochul, but I don't need that many pens. Bill is signed.